get ready for Big Nick. It's called Big Nick Live.
Big Nick Live! Big Nick Live! Everybody get up! Big Nick Live! Big Nick Live! Big Nick Live! Big Nick Live!
It's called Big Nick Live. You ready, Big Nick? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's happening, everybody? It's me, Big Nick. There's a new Big Nick, new and improved. I'm not going to talk about what happened last week, although I do want to just say very quickly that I'm very ashamed and disappointed in Eric that he didn't do more to prevent what went down. I have made it pretty clear by the thumbnail, and I just want to speak unequivocally very quickly that John, Cowboy John, Bebop John, whatever you want to call him, I call him the fraud. I call him the douchebag kid. I got 100 nicknames for this guy, but he's out of the band. He's had enough chances. This is not a joke. He's done. He's out, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to talk anymore about it. I do want to make sure that you guys can hear me, that we're all here. Welcome. This is a show I created called Big Nick Live. This is episode 6, one of the new episodes, and I'm here with Eric as well, who's producing the show and running the control board. You there, Eric? Hello? All right.
Hey,
Okay.
y'all.
So, no. Thad, go ahead, Eric. If you can boot, let's get Thad out of the chat. We don't need anyone in here saying, we'll miss you, John. Did you see what he did last week? Okay. I said I wasn't going to talk about it. You guys are already baiting. I can't look at the chat. That's someone else's job to look at the chat. My job is to entertain you guys. We've got a lot of entertainment prepared for you guys. And we actually have, and I said I'm disappointed with Eric. Frankly, I'm reeling. Every week doesn't need to be a recap, but essentially I'm Elvis, Eric is Elvis, and we were gonna make like $1 billion, and Cowboy John ruined it. And my job is to host the show and keep things on the rails, and I am a little disappointed you didn't do more to step in and stop John from doing what he did. You could have called the police. You could have cut his microphone at the very least. Anyways, I'm a man of forgiveness. I have like 100 second chances in me, and this is just one time. So let's just forget about it, move on. I just wanted to make it clear, and I want to make it clear to the audience that Eric dropped the ball. All right. With that said, we do have a segment that I've been trying like hell to get off the rails for weeks. It's called Ask Eric, and we finally got some good Ask Eric questions this week that Eric is gonna check. So we're gonna start things hot today with the Ask Eric segment.
My name is Eric, they call me P-Stroke. I like to sing it all night long.
Beautiful. Eric, really quickly, before you start answering these questions, of course, there's our segment, Ask Eric. If you got a question, call or text 423-225-2289. But real quick, I think the people want to know, what did we just hear for that little Ask Eric intro? Of course, that's the great Carl Kloster. Did the artwork, but what was that music we heard there?
Incredible artwork. Well, that was, I think it was teased a little bit last week. It was my very first album with a band I was in back in 1996. And it was called Clear.
And we have a photo here I think we can show off
we
of.
do.
Yep, right there, Clear. Introduce yourselves.
All right, so starting from the left, we have Scott Vandergriff. He was our bassist. And I say bassist as in a vocal bassist, because we were mostly an a cappella group until we got some electronics and started doing some sampling and it was pretty cool. So he did the bass, and then we had the leader of the group was Jay Jackson. He wrote most of the lyrics to everything, unless we were accredited.
You're all over the album. You got a lot of credits on the back.
Oh,
Hopefully, if you join the
Yes.
Patreon, if you want to hear the full, clear experience.
Oh yeah, it's a nice Boys to Men throwback to early mid '90s R&B and soul.
Beautiful stuff. And you guys, let's hear that. Let's watch that intro one more time with this in mind. So this is Eric's little introduction on the record. Let's hear it.
My name is Eric, they call me Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long.
My name is Eric. They call me Peace Frog.
Yeah, Peace
You like
Frog.
to sing it all night long. I thought you said, you had to correct me. When I first heard it, I thought you said, my name is Bistro.
Yeah, I wish I would have come up with that.
I was going to start calling you Bistro. Anyways, all right. So let's get into these questions. We got two great questions here from Eric. This is question numero uno. It says, "Dear Eric, my big brother is everyone's favorite person. He's funny, brave, and when he walks into a room, people light up. When I walk into a room, people ask if I'm his little brother. I know he loves me, but I feel like a shadow no one asked for. How do I stop comparing myself to someone I love so much but will never be?"
One word: acceptance. And to add to that would be just let it be and go with it. Because I think you're thinking way too much into it, because everybody has the light that shines within themselves. And that always shines into the room. And maybe you're just a little bit too self-focused, thinking that you're comparing yourself to your brother. So maybe stop comparing yourself to your brother and be the brother to your brother.
Wow.
It's a balance. It's a
Yeah.
seesaw. Everybody gets good sides. Everybody gets bad sides. So I guess that's the
All right.
initial thought I have. Thank
All
you.
right, great question. See, I told you guys it's a good segment. This is one of the most. This guy's filled with sage wisdom, more than anyone I know. All right, let's do question 2 before we move on. We got a lot to get through tonight's show.
All right.
Dear Eric, a few weeks ago, our 7-year-old son looked at me and said, "Daddy loves somebody else." And I thought he was just saying something strange, but then my husband admitted he was having an affair. And now my husband says this proves our son's a psychic. He was enroll him in some special program to son just picked up on
think
some
if-
of the stress at our house,
Oh.
but my husband's treating it like it's supernatural. Is our son really a psychic, or is my husband just trying to change the subject? Concerned and confused.
Wow. Heavy.
I would almost agree with both. I think that your son definitely has some clairvoyance there, but the faithful husband seems to be estranged. So
She didn't seem that interested in marital advice. She seemed mainly interested in whether or not her son had a psychic connection to her husband's mistress.
yeah, you're right. Should we listen to it again? Because I kind of missed. That,
No, I think did you guys hear that question? Okay, we had it skip around, but I think we got the gist.
Yeah.
And
So
that's,
yes,
yeah,
I think the son definitely has some clairvoyance there.
So you can say definitively that he's a psychic.
Yes, I mean it might as well
All right.
sign him up for school.
There you go. That has. There you go. There's. Let's watch that intro one more time. Ask
All right.
Eric. We'll do this
My
again.
name is Eric, they call me Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long.
All right, guys. So moving things along, I took my daughter to the Chattanooga Zoo. You ever been to Chattanooga Zoo?
Oh, a few times.
We've been together before, in fact.
The boo.
I decided I was going to make some good use of my time. I took my camera and I filmed a little documentary today. I edited the whole thing, and this is a Big Nick Live exclusive. This is a brand new segment that I hope to do. Actually, I don't know if I can really do this one more than once, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It's called Big Nick at the Zoo. Hi everyone, this is Big Nick reporting from the Chattanooga Zoo. I was hoping to do like a Steve Irwin type segment, but apparently they don't let you touch or play with the animals here. So instead, I'm gonna share some of my knowledge. For example, here are some monkeys. Not real, of course, just decoration. Here we have some of the classic animals: giraffe, polar bear, and wolf. This is one of the zoo's classic animals, the groundhog, also known as the African pig. If you've ever seen the Timon and Pumbaa films, Timon is a groundhog. Here we go, one of the all-time classics, giraffe, tall and brown. This is not the real thing, of course. This right here is an animal called porcupine. You don't want to pet these guys because they're actually made out of needles. This is Timon from the Timon and Pumbaa movies. Here we go. This is giraffe. The real deal. Giraffes are known as the skyscrapers of the jungle. You won't find an animal taller than the giraffe. Many experts have remarked on their long necks and their spots.
Excuse me, I want to get a snow cone. Excuse me, I want to get a snow cone.
Maybe in 1 minute, okay? I don't have my wallet. These are some of the oldest animals on the planet. They're called turtle. This turtle here is probably 100 years old at least. It kind of has no hair, no teeth. And this one is making a real mess. This turtle apparently just finished using toilet and it's attempting to clean up the mess. And not doing a great job. Oh, sometimes in the wild you'll see turtle and bird that are friends. Yeah, it's a match made in heaven in the animal kingdom, bird and turtle. You'll see these guys hanging out all the time, and they're actually quite fond of each other. One quick trick that the zoo employs is if an animal dies on the premises, they'll use the body parts as decoration. And this is what they'll do with a lot of the noisier animals in the zoo. They'll execute them and they'll put their bones on display. And it creates a cool kind of exotic decor for the rest of the zoo. These guys might appear to be very small and adorable, but don't let the mustache fool you. These guys are real freaks. The orange one's a full-blown sicko. And these are some of the most ferocious beasts in all of zoo, called tiger. This one's name is Gene. I didn't ask if it's spelled with a G or a J. Tiger's diet consists of primarily a wheelbarrow filled with sticks. This one's called a hippopotamus, and it lives underwater. And it does come up from time to time for some fresh air. Hairy guy. This guy's one of my all-time favorites. They call him Lemur.
His name is Lemur?
Yeah, well, no, the animal's called Lemur. These are like gremlins or something.
Do they bite people?
Yes. Uh-oh. Real sickos, these guys. Mel would freak for these things. This is called parrot, yellow parrot, or red parrot.
Hello, birds! It's me, Faye!
These are not pelicans. This appears to be a rat of some kind. It's a mixture between a rat and a Dracula. I wouldn't trust this thing. And this is a kitten. I guess they have kittens at zoos now. Don't even get me started on these psychos. I think maybe they're demons. It seems like they're living in some kind of a volcano. This one is a classic called lizard. This ball of fur is called koala. A lot of people come up to me on the street and they say, Big Nick, what do you think of Frog? I like him. My biggest concern is if he gets eaten by a rattlesnake, which would be a problem. They should not put these guys in the same cage. A lot of people think turtles eat bugs, but this turtle likes salad, specifically garden salad with spinach, romaine lettuce, carrot. That looks like maybe a cucumber of some kind.
Hey, turtle, come here.
Here's an interesting guy called Bird. This is proof that Zoo has a sense of humor on account of, look at his afro wig. You don't see many birds with afros. This is just a regular crow in a cage. I'm not totally sure this one's supposed to be here on account of it's not even in a cage or anything. This is just a wild eagle of some kind. Or
A peacock.
a peacock? No, peacocks are far more colorful than this bird. This bird is likely a vulture or a pigeon. This is a peacock, ladies and gentlemen. Someone probably pulled on this turtle's head too hard, and that's why his neck looks like this. This turtle should be in some kind of a rehabilitation center. These are some of my favorites in the whole zoo. Camels. These are the babies, of course. And here's their mom. This is a tough one, but it's most likely a kangaroo or a panda. It's definitely not a horse. I don't know what this is. Hey, what are you?
What is he doing?
Only God knows. This is Big Nick of Big Nick Live signing off. Ciao. Sorry. That was a documentary I made about my trip to the zoo. How'd you guys like it? I hope everyone liked it okay. And saw some great animals. Didn't get to all of them. For example, didn't get to see the red panda, and I didn't get to see the chimps. They had humans in the chimp cage. They was doing some kind of maintenance. Who knows where the chimps were? That should be maybe my next documentary, an investigation into where in Gremlin Hell did the chimps go. All right. Well, so let's play. We've had so much drama on these last few episodes. I haven't had a lot of time just to play a song or two. So I'm wondering if you guys want to hear something. And I'm happy to write a new song or play an old one if you guys have any special requests. Anything that you guys might want before we dive into some questions. And trust me, there's a lot today.
Oh, hell yeah.
I see one vote for song, but what song are we playing is what I wonder. Someone told me it's all happening at the zoo. That's all I know about that song. I started someplace in the middle. It don't matter when you're little, nothing needs to make sense. I'm feeling dense and non-committal. Other people's riddles riddle my inheritance. Things that I'll never know, leave watermarks on my bones. Housing secrets in the middle, unaware of how they ripple in and out of me. But look at this love, I can't ascertain how something so pure can live in this place. We run round in circles and think it's a race. I tend to forget, then I look at your face. I look at this love and all I can see are the eyes of deliverance looking at me. I look at this love and it's always enough. I look at this love, just look at this love. This song is hard to play on acoustic guitar. Dun, 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 dun. Looking forward from the middle, getting older, feeling crippled by a glimpse of the end. And every dream about tomorrow travels hand in hand with sorrow in the back of my head. Fears beyond my control, leave fingerprints on my soul. They're pleased to meet me in the middle. When they leave, they take a little bitty piece of me. But look at this love, I can't ascertain. Something so pure can live in this place. We roll around in circles and think it's a race. I tend to forget when I look at your face. I look at this love, and all I can see are the eyes of deliverance looking at me. I look at this love, and it's more than enough. Just look at this love. I gotta learn how to play that acoustically better, but that's my best attempt without having really worked on it. What's that, Eric?
That was a great rendition. I honestly,
Wow, thank you.
my problem here was that John got in the way, and he was marked where your guitar was, so I had him at full blast from last week.
I see.
And your guitar was muted, so that was.
Oh no.
I realized it right towards the end, and then we got a whole bunch of hearts. So
I got to do it again. Well, you weren't missing much. I was doing this. Well, we heard the guitar perfectly during our sound check. So what happened? What in Gremlin hell happened?
It's the fourth channel. I had 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
I see. Alrighty then.
My
Okay, well, all right, let's get to some questions.
Let's do that.
This is question numero uno. Maybe we'll play some more songs later.
Oh.
Would you consider holding a seance so you can ask Elvis if he has any other books anywhere? Well, I said I wasn't going to spend a lot of time getting into all this Elvis talk, but that is a great question. I've never actually held a seance, except for maybe I did one for Regis Philbin on a stream before, but I don't know. What does a seance entail? Candles? Do I need like a Ouija board of some kind or something? I don't know. I would definitely be interested in trying to contact Papu and getting to the bottom of if he had any other documents around that could make Eric and I very famous and rich. Maybe that's something we could do on a future stream. Eric, do you have any intel here?
Yeah, I'd be down to do that. That'd be a lot of fun. I've done a few seances, and some odd things have happened.
Who have you contacted?
I don't really contact anybody specifically, but...
so you're just vibing. It's like
yeah.
you're free roaming on that new Mario Kart. There's
Yeah,
not an
exactly.
objective. You're just seeing what happens.
That's it.
All right. Let's do question number 2. Eric. Oh, this is a question for Eric. Eric, is there any chance of a clear reunion happening in the future?
Oh, I don't.
Let people see you, man. They want to read know if you're lying to them or not.
I really don't see that happening. I think everybody's just kind of gone off their own directions. But you never can tell. Because we were all, some teenagers who were just in high school playing for our choir friends and having a good time. I think the fourth member, who I don't think I got to say his name. His name was Cliff. He went off to culinary school, and I think he won one of the Iron Chef challenges back a few years ago, and
Okay.
so he travels the world. So
So it sounds like those guys
Yeah.
are busy. Here's my pitch. What if we did do a clear reunion, but you recast the rest of the group? I could be Jay. I'm not even gonna think. I was almost said John could be Cliff, but let's just get him out of the equation for now. We could maybe get Mikey or Jakey and then Adam. The four of us could redo a clear reunion show. We could play all the hits, maybe write some new songs, start a new boy band. What do you guys think of that? I think that could be something that could be cool.
How about that?
Clear 2, yes. All right, let's do it. Let's get it on
Love
the
it.
books. That'll happen this year.
There we go.
Or next, or never.
I love plans.
All right, question 2. Would you ever consider performing on an Elvis-themed cruise ship organized by Bembe? Well, I'll be honest. Have you guys ever heard of the phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my friend? I know Bembe made John's life a living hell these last few months, last year, whatever. And I would gladly do anything with Bembe. Bembe, if you're watching, give me a call. I would love to do an Elvis 3 themed cruise. I'll headline the cruise. I'll play a few Elvis songs. People are asking what the hell happened to Bembe. I don't know. I'm sure he's still doing his cruise ship thing. I don't think that the Cowboy Cruise was a major disaster for him, but I know he's got a lot of other cruise ships going on. I'm sure he'd be, chomping at the bit to do an Elvis themed cruise, because he probably has. There's probably never been an Elvis themed cruise on account of there hasn't been an Elvis in what has it been 100 years or 50 years?
I think that's a great idea. Let's get in touch with him.
Yeah, Bembe, shoot me. I've never talked to Bembe. Never seen the guy. All right, let's do question 3. Oh my God, again, is it possible that Cowboy/Bebop John is suffering from schizophrenia? Listen, there's clearly something horribly wrong with this guy. I don't want to speak ill of people with schizophrenia. I think that's to compare the two is a disservice to people with schizophrenia, not to John. John should be in jail, in prison, insane asylum, wherever. He needs to be locked away. He shouldn't be able to hurt anyone ever again. So, next question. I'm done answering questions about John. Which persecution hurt the most? Boy. Oh, boy. Why do you guys like to watch me revel in pain? Let's rattle off some of the persecutions. They've turned almost every major event in my life into a film without crediting me or paying me. They turned my Spirit Halloween song into a movie. They've refused to give me credit for revitalizing the Gremlins franchise with their little HBO cartoon. Anyways, what's the greatest persecution? Right now, the freshest wound is this whole thing with this book. Because I put all my eggs in the Elvis basket, the Elvis 3 basket. And I decided, I said, to hell with all that. I grew a goatee. I'm trying to switch up my image. I'm trying to just start fresh and just do a reset and have a new me. And anyways, let's get off that and let's check out the next question. Will you be making a cameo in the Man in the Stairs movie? Okay, so if you guys didn't see this, they're making a Man in the Stairs movie. They've already done the Big Nick live movie with Gerard Butler called Big Nick Energy, which was the sequel to Den of Thieves. And now they've done it again. They've stolen my story from I Want to Be at the RNC, and they're making a movie called Man in the Stairs starring Willem Dafoe as the Man in the Stairs. Doesn't look anything like Dan Bongino. They race swapped me, which is fine. I think it's cool. But Grandma's way too young. They got so many details wrong. And there's no music in it, and I don't know. They did not reach out to me. I will not be endorsing this film. That's all I got to say on that one. SNL is fantastic. Will you ever create a narratively driven film or television series? Wow. Well, first and foremost, it's easier said than done. I did spend a few years developing a series with the network. I've talked about it on Patreon. I haven't spilt those beans so much in the open air. But yeah, that would be something that I would enjoy to do. I have written. There's another bean I haven't spilled, but late last year I wrote a script. I haven't even showed it to Eric, I don't think. I wrote a script for what I thought would be a really fun thing to do. That it takes all the whole clan, new characters, and I don't know. It's a I don't have a name for it or anything, but there is a thing that I wrote and just kind of forgot about when I started getting ready to promote Ends. But I hope to go back to it and either we can shoot a little proof of concept thing or flesh it out. And I know that I was really excited about it back when I did it, but who knows? Stay tuned. Who knows what'll happen? There's only so much time in the day, and I also, on top of doing this stuff, I got to be a dad and basically just be a dad. All right, let's. Eric, any contribution to that discussion?
I was kind of curious about this script you've been working on.
You are fully nude in one portion of it.
Well, yep. All right. Next question is. No, I mean, I guess I'd be okay with that. Like,
I mean, you're not any more nude than you were in the Crickets video.
Okay. Well.
But there's a moment. There's a scene. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a scene where you spy on John in the shower.
Oh, nice. I'm nude.
You both are. Yeah. Anyways, let's move forward. All right. If you are Elvis 3, then who is Elvis 2? That's a great question, and I don't know if anyone really knows. Some say it's Elvis Costello. Others argue that Eric is Elvis 2 on account of he's older than me. So you have Elvis Presley as the king. Eric is Elvis 2, and I'm Elvis 3. And then maybe Elvis Costello is kind of like a side quest. All right.
Makes sense.
All right, let's keep moving. Good questions today, folks.
Very.
Have you considered a Christmas-themed revival of Saturday Nick Live rebranded as Saint Nick Live? Would you worry Santa Claus might sue? Or are you simply too married to the Spirit Halloween branding to do Christmas? Listen, I have some news regarding the future of SNL. And those are beans that I'm going to spill on Patreon. Following this broadcast, we're moving directly over to Patreon for the post show. I'll be sending out the link, and I'll be taking people's questions in the chat. And that's a little bit more laid back, less kayfabe. And I'll just spill the beans and let you guys know what's happening with the future of Big Nick Live and Saturday Nick Let's Go. So I don't know anything about Christmas. I'm not worried about Christmas right now. I'm just trying to get to the beach for summer vacation. And then I'll worry about Christmas. All right, pal? But yeah, thanks for the good work. This might be a good opportunity to shout out the patrons real quick.
Let's do that.
We got our generationally wealthy taxers. And we just this episode's just so jam-packed full to the gills that we're not going to be able to read everyone's name. But let's just real quick show off some of our beloved taxers. We got triples. These are our triples, 111 and 222. And then, of course, we have the mandatory taxers. These are the salt of the earth people. So join the Patreon. Join these folks. Most of you guys are already on the Patreon. God bless you. But yeah, you get the perks of the post show, and you get access to the vault. And I could talk all day about the Patreon. That's not what we're here for. We still have some questions left. Let's what were we on? Question number 8 or 9? Okay, we did that one. Okay, if you could say one thing to Grimace, the menace from McDonald Land, what would you say? Would you let him have an autograph? Listen, I have nothing to say to Grimace. I have no real issue with the guy. I don't care to spend much time with him. I mean, if he was around and he wanted an autograph, I wouldn't be. I'm not a cruel guy. I'm not going to deny anyone an autograph unless, you've commit horrible crimes like John. So sure, I'll give the guy an autograph, but I don't need to say anything to that guy.
Indeed.
I mean, what do you about Air? I mean, do you have any opinions on Grimace?
But I don't have any issue with him. He's a swell guy, as far as I can tell.
All right. Okay, so let's get to some voicemails. We got 7 voicemails today. Oh,
Right.
yeah, 7 voicemails. Let's check these out.
Hey, Big Nick, it's me, Paul McCartney, and I'm seeing the things you're doing on your show right now, and it's disgraceful from everybody. And I don't know what my friend Jean said to you last time, but
Oh, wow.
it's not going to fly with me. So
All right, so
Good day.
Paul, if you're the real Paul, I doubt that doesn't even sound like you. Paul is like 100 years old. You sound like a young man, but what did he say? He said he's friends with John. Any friend of John, Bebop John, Cowboy John, whatever, Coward John, I want nothing to do with him. So to hell with you, Paul. I'll start my own Beatles with John Lennon, who lives in Kentucky, and don't bother, lose this number. We don't care to hear from you. And no wonder dude faked his death for 50 years. You sound like a freak.
Oh, Nick. This is Shawnee. Hey, did you bring back Bebop John? We're so cool.
All right, yeah, we don't need to listen to that. This is not the prank phone call. Your guys little prank.
He's bringing back.
All right. This stuff is not funny. We're not tolerating this.
I'm gonna be so
All right, let's do the next.
Hello, my name is Domingo, and I represent Jimmy Fallon and the NBC Tonight Show. Jimmy's going on vacation for a few weeks, and we are looking for a host to replace him for 10 shows in July.
10 shows.
I was curious if you thought Bebop John would be available to be the host. Last week when he was on your show, we witnessed the birth of a star.
This is John.
His
This is literally
bass
John.
playing, his flute playing.
Can you not have the ability to screen
and
these calls?
Personality, my.
Okay, is there a way we can reverse track that number and figure out who that was?
I'm on it.
Write down that phone number and give it to me, okay? Let's keep moving.
Hey, Big Nick, my name's Rat, and I've got Bebop John held captive in my basement. The great thing is I don't even have to subscribe to streaming services or music services or anything because Bebop John is so entertaining.
All right. Well, perfect.
What is this?
What a wonderful.
The only way I would let him out of my captivity is if you were to have him back on the show.
Oh.
If not, I'm keeping him locked up here forever.
Oh, how could I deride you of your good time? How could I? You said you it's better than streaming. It's I don't want to ruin your good time. You and your slave boy John enjoy him. I want nothing to do with him. There's no way in hell he'll ever be welcomed back into this group. So that's a if your name even is Rat. I smell a rat. I happen to think that's John himself who is a rat. So great nickname you gave yourself there. And anyways, let's keep moving. I'm done with that.
Hey, this question is for Eric. What's your favorite book? All right, thanks.
Oh, favorite book.
Let's look at you, Eric.
That is a great question.
Hey, screw that guy who called in saying that the show was better when Bebop John was on, or saying there's a representative of Jimmy Fallon's show and that they want Bebop John on the Jimmy Fallon show. If anyone should be on the Jimmy Fallon show, it's Elvis 3 and Elvis 2. And we need to do a better job of listening to these calls because I said that Cowboy John was banned from the show. We can't have people calling and mention him every other call.
That's my fault.
Well, it gets old.
I know, but
Do you have a favorite book?
Yeah, I love them all. The Bible's pretty good.
All right.
I think that's been called recently, though. So.
All right. Let's. We got. Sorry. I'm not mad at you, Eric. I'm just annoyed by the situation. So.
Path Purification, Vajrasattva. Oh, that's some really good stuff. That's some tantric Buddhism. I enjoy that one.
All right.
I have just a whole list of favorites.
But you
really.
said book, not name your top 100 favorite books.
Yeah.
You've named a few. I think you've done a great job answering her question. You killed it.
Porky Pig is a good one too.
Porky Pig is a book.
Like Porky Pig with
it's a cartoon
Elmer Fudd.
Yes, not a book.
Well.
I mean, maybe there's a. I don't know. We're not going to spend too much time worrying about whether or not that's a book. Let's keep moving with these voicemails. Are we already on voicemail 7?
Hey, Big Nick. I don't know what's going on tonight, but the show is just not hitting like it has in the past.
Okay, screw you.
I've just been watching, trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, watch
so
something
different,
else.
And I think I figured it out. You really were hitting a stride last week when you had that new, what was his name? Bebop John.
This is literally John.
He was so entertaining.
Every call has been from John.
The show was just so great, and
yes,
you really got to get him back, please. Please get him back on there.
Yeah.
It's just the show's not the same without his.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Energy.
The show's not the same.
So please consider bringing back Bebop John.
Yeah. Cut the line. I don't want to hear from this guy.
That guy did have a very familiar voice. Oh, I should have heard that one too. I'm sorry about that.
Are you working with John, or are you trying to get? Is this like a ploy to get ratings or something? You just want to see how pissed off I can get?
No, not at all.
I think we're going to need to stop the Q&A portion of the show.
It is. It's usually very entertaining. I'll do a much better job at screening these, I guess.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. New Nick, new me, new attitude. I let things just kind of slide off the skin of my neck, and I don't dwell on things. So again, guys, we're gonna move over to Patreon here in a little while for the post show. I'll play another song, I guess, because I really don't know what else there is to do. Frankly, I thought there was so much to get through, and then I kind of just blew through everything. So. Is this evil, Nick? Ban Josh. Josh doesn't need to ask trash like that. Of course it's not. I don't have an evil bone in my body. Can you guys hear the guitar now? And is it too loud? Do I need to bring the guitar down? All right, guys. What am I singing? Do we want to let's put our heads together? What do we want to sing about tonight? Let's. I've just been thinking about how I don't need Elvis to write a hit song. I got this brain full of songs. I just need someone point me in a direction, and that's where we'll go. We don't need a song book. I could write a book of hits right now on stream if I needed to. So anyone, just point me in a direction. When I say, when I'm talking about writing a song, I'm talking about playing a song that I haven't already written.
That you have?
Huh?
That you have already written?
That I haven't already written.
Oh, okay.
Let's do a song about 100 pounds of impacted feces from eating a peanut. No. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Papu used to write about. And I'm trying to pave my own path. That's what I'm trying to do is get my head out of lane and try to get what is the Big Nick. I don't need to live in anyone's coattails.
It was quite disturbing, some of those lyrics that people.
Papoo.
Peepaw. Peepaw-poo? Poop. I can't even think of it anymore.
Okay. Half the people commenting aren't watching the show. All right, thank you, Dan. We're going to write a song about moving on.
Here we go.
Moving on to the right side of the tracks. We're moving on. Moving on. I say to hell the cowboy bebop goofball John. He played his role and he ruined our lives. And now our job is to pick up the pieces and attempt to make things right. We're moving on. We're gonna go someplace no one's gone before. We're moving on. Grab all your tools, we're heading for the door. We're moving on to where the sun gonna shine and everything is gonna be fine tomorrow. We're moving on. Eric, what are we doing?
We're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on. To hell with John, we're moving on. Forget my Papoose songs, we're moving on. Moving over to Patreon, we're moving on. All night long, we're moving on, 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 moving on. We're moving on, 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 moving on. Yeah, we're moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. We're moving on till the break of dawn. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Oh, we're moving on. We're moving on. Yes, we're moving on.
Nice.
But that's the thing. I mean, I think that was one of the all-time great songs, but we're singing about the thing that I'm trying to move on from. I'm saying I'm done with John, I'm done with Papoose, and I'm done. And then we write a whole song about it. How can we move on from the things we're attempting to move on from?
Yeah. I'll stop planting the same seeds.
It's a paradox.
Yeah. It's like bathroom trips.
It's like a snake eating its own tail. All right. Well, Eric, you got anything else? Let's watch that Ask Eric intro one more time.
My name is Eric, they call me Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long.
And you were telling me they called you Peace Frog because you wore tie-dye shirts?
Oh, yeah. You remember back in the day they had, I don't even know if the
Well, I was 6
still
years old
exists.
in 1996, so I'm not sure.
There's a brand of like apparel and decorations called Peace Frog, and they had tie-dyed shirts. But I'd wear tie-dyed shirts. But like the '90s was a retro '60s comeback, and so I was kind of a peace-loving kind of guy, and I also used to. At that time, I had just started driving, and I got a stick shift, and I really liked to. I wasn't very good with the clutch, so anybody who rode with me felt like they were just.
My name is Eric.
Bounce.
My name is Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's it.
Da-doo, da-doo, da-doo. My name is Eric. They call me Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long. Da-doo. All right, we want to hear you sing it. Let's hear it. This is Eric's first time singing the song in probably 30 years, folks. Cherish this moment. 35 years. 30 years.
My name is Eric. They call me Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long.
Oh, just as sweet. Aged like a fine wine. Beautiful.
Oh.
Captain Hot Take says, dumb question, but are the calls made by people during the stream, or are those calls from prior? We enter the calls up until the last minute. So the number, we mention it in the stream, it's in the description. Call that number. They're voicemails. They're not live. We got to load them all in before the show. So
and I do my best to screen them, but
I don't think that's true. I think you dump them in there and you don't listen to them, or if you do, you do it to troll me.
I wouldn't dare do that, man. How could you even say that to me?
Well, we just need to get a better system. I'm sorry, I'm not in my right frame of mind tonight, I guess. Everyone, let's give a moment to cherish Eric and let him know that he's doing a great job, regardless of whether he screens the calls or not.
Thank you.
There's the number 42. We didn't have a 1-800-BIG-NICK live, so 423-225-2289. And maybe in the after show we'll talk about some of the current events. There's a lot of current events happening, right? Can't even hardly keep up with it all.
Oh, dude.
It makes my head spin.
That would definitely be one of the reasons why I'm not able to screen these as well as I probably should.
Because you're just glued to your phone watching the latest event, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find something new, but news just tends to be yesterday's news these days.
Well, I haven't even looked at the news today. I was too busy taking daughter to zoo and then editing my documentary.
That was a lot of fun. I'm glad you shared that with us.
Thanks. Thank you. Maybe we'll do some more documentaries for the show, for the show. You know, I was really excited. I thought that we might be able to bring in John as a co-host regularly. And then last week happened. Now we're kind of back at square one. So, but you know what's good about having John out of here is we didn't have enough. We've gotten such a heavy dose of Eric the last few weeks. I felt like we didn't get it. I was missing your contribution last week. It was like it was hard to get a word in edgewise because the loudmouth in the chair over here.
He does talk a lot.
Absolutely not. No more chances. He's had enough chances. All right, guys, we're moving over to Patreon. We're about to send out the link. Remember, I said that we're going over there, and I'm going to spill some beans about the future of SNL, the future of Big Nick Live, and then we'll just shoot the stuff, as they say. Is that what they say?
Shoot the stuff.
All right, the people want to hear Peace Frog one last time before we get out of here.
Dadu? Yeah. You want it?
My name is Eric, they call me Peace Frog. I like to sing it all night long.
All right, God bless you guys. We'll see you on Patreon. Join the Patreon. We're going to be going live just a couple more minutes. So, and God bless Eric. Thanks, Eric, for tuning in. Great to have my old pal Eric. Oh, wow, great placement. Appreciate that. All right. See you guys momentarily.